Wow, that's so quick. Hello, everyone. I'm here to teach you today how to set up an appointment for a new patient with an existing account with a family member. So first, we're going to start. Let's say we're going to schedule for a new family. So we want to first do right click and then go to new patient appointment. We're going to start taking their information. We're going to put the last name, first name. You'll ask for the date of birth. Let's say that this is one of the kid. You want to pick the doctor. We're going to ask for a phone number. We click on initial exam. And this is our first patient. You press OK. We have our first patient. Now we want to add the second one to the same account. We're going to add, let's say, the mom. Same last name. And always remember to click on initial exam. And then now we want to add this patient with the first patient that we schedule. So you go here and then you're going to look for the first patient that you schedule. The last name was Ross. So we're going to ask for first name. Here you see this is our first patient. You click in there and OK. Now we have two patients and you want to add the third one, so you will do the same. Right click, new patient, fill it up the information. And then remember, always when you add in a new member and you want them all in the same account, you will go here, add patient to an existing account, click in there, and then type the last name of the first person that you schedule. Right click in there, and it always will show in pink when it's a new patient. So you press OK. And there you have the three patients. But let's say Miss Sandra is the subscriber of the insurance. So you go to Miss Sandra with the right click, patient information, and then you go to account. You will see the first member that we added to the account was Kelly. This is one of the patients. And you want to add as a Miss Sandra as a subscriber. So you will have to check the information, which is her date of birth. And then we go to account again. We're going to edit. And we're going to change. The warrantor is for the person that the insurance is going to be. So Miss Sandra is a subscriber of the insurance. So you're going to edit and then put all the information according to Miss Sandra. And then you're going to look for the dental So we're going to pick the first one as an example of what type of insurance they have. So you pick, if you need to look for the insurance, once you have the insurance information, you can go to group number and then type all the group number in here. But in this case, we just pick the first one as an example. Once you have the dental insurance, who is the subscriber information, date of birth, and then if you have all this information up here, you can add it too. So you press OK. For this moment, we won't act. We won't be acting this patient. So we just put it like here. And you close. When you have picked everything, you go to insurance. We're setting up for insurance information. So you go to primary, you double click in there, you pick the first one. If you see here should be guarantor number 1, you have number 2 and 3, but we only have 1. And then you put the insurance number details on it. And then since Miss Sandra, she is the subscriber, you put it as a self. Now to make it easy, you can copy and then go to the following ones. Now I'm going to add the child. Double click, pick the guarantor, paste the insurance ID, and then the relationship. We're going to pick it as a child. You press OK, and then we move to the next person, the husband. Right, double click, pick the guarantor, paste the insurance ID, and then the relationship is going to be a spouse. You press OK and everything is safe. Now we're going to put another example of if you're adding a new patient and that new patient is a kid, for example, and that kid as the parents is already here. So you go ahead and click a new patient appointment. This is going to be right click and then new patient appointment. And then we're going to add this little kid. We're going to pick the last name as we did the first name. Date of birth. Doctor number 1. Initial exam. Now we go to add patient, and in this case sometimes people might not remember if all the family member coming to the practice. So when you ask when you want to add to a new account, you're going to ask if this patient has insurance. If this patient has insurance, that means the previous account is set up already. So you're going to ask them who is a subscriber of the insurance. So sometimes the last name won't be the same as the subscriber. So you want to ask for the subscriber name. So once you ask, you're going to look at it. All right, and then now once you pick the patient, you do right click, and then you're going to see first name, last name, address, and then you're going to confirm with the date of birth. Once you know that this is a right account that you're looking for, you close, double click, and OK. Now, when you want to set up the insurance, you go to the account, make sure what type of insurance this person has, and then we go to the same step. Double click, you pick the guarantor, insurance ID, and the patient's relationship. Now we're going to add one patient, an existing patient who's already had two insurance. So first, right click, make appointment, and you pick the name. Right click on the patient. You always have to put this patient it's coming for. She is coming for a claim. This person never had insurance. So we're going to set up the account with two insurance. This is an existing patient. Now we go right click, patient information, and we're going to set up insurance. So you go to account, and first we have guarantor 1, guarantor 2. So the guarantor 1 is the primary insurance. So you want to edit. Go to dental. We're going to have the insurance. Okay, we have 1. Now we're going to the secondary insurance, dental. You pick the insurance for the secondary. So right here, as you see, there's no information about the patient. So what you will do is fill it up with the patient who is the subscriber of the secondary insurance. Remember, I always do the last name. Make sure you have the date of birth. And okay. Once you already have the first patient is the primary insurance, you have the primary insurance is Cigna. You have the secondary insurance, which is Delta Dental. So you want to make sure that the primary insurance, you have the subscriber information. In this case, is gonna be the husband. We have the secondary insurance which is already the wife. How do we know which is the primary and which is the secondary? So when you want, in that case, you want to call the insurance. Some insurance might not tell you, but you have to call them, and then you need to ask with the you need to speak with that agent. The agent will be able to tell you if this the one you're calling is the primary or the secondary. So it's easy to just call them and then they will let you know. So in that case, we already have the primary insurance and the secondary. So we go to the patient and you go to the insurance. So we're going to, if you see here, says dental insurance, patient relationship. So primary and secondary. So we have the primary. You pick which is the first one. You're going to put the ID on. And in this case, the primary is the husband is a subscriber, so you're going to put as a spouse. Secondary, it's the wife. She's the secondary of the insurance. So you put the ID, and then you see right here on this box, it says guarantor number 2. When you choose a relationship, you're going to put it as a self. Now that we have insurance set up, we have to understand that the names, when you click on the first one right here at the box, the first one is guarantor number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. So the primary insurance is on guarantor number 1, which is already picked, number 1. And then next to it, you will see the patient's relationship. You need to know which one is the right one. So right here is going to be a spouse. And then we have the secondary, which is the wife. And then we have the guarantor number two. I've already selected, and then this is gonna be self. Sometimes it can be different. Let's say the wife is the primary. So in this situation, as you see, there's no guarantor. When you haven't set up on the guarantor the right one, then you have to go back. If you go back to account, you need to again set up. You have guarantor number one and you have guarantor number two. So when you setting up, and the primary is the wife, so you will have to switch informations. In this case, we already have selected. Again, we're going to add the ID. And this is how you set up an account who has two insurance, primary and the secondary. So I have put many examples. Uh, Appointment with a new family in your insurance. If in some cases insurance can be with the same family, let's say the wife has two insurance which is the same different jobs. Some people might have different jobs, so those two has two insurance. Sometimes it goes the same. Guarantor number one and guarantor number two. As always, if you need to identify who is the primary, who is the secondary, you just can go ahead, call the insurance, and they will tell you. Um, if you go right click patient information, you will see always the information right here with insurance. Sometimes those patients, they might have each one of them individual insurance. So the only way you can do is always set up an account as a guarantor number one, number two, and number three and four. We with Softent, we only allowed to do only four patients. Sometimes some family might be more than four, so you have to put one patient out of the account. Can be one of the parents or one of the kids. But in most cases, they never have more than one insurance, or everyone has a single insurance. So this is my teaching for today. I hope it helped you to setting up an account for a new family with insurance, a new member which is coming to us, an already existing patient. So we are into this secondary account. I hope that helped you a lot, and we will see you next time.